In today's video lesson, we are going to talk about one specific reading task called matching sentence endings. Are you preparing for the IELTS test? Well, you came to the right place. Hi, my name is Beth and welcome to IELTS Trainer Pro, where we break down the different types of questions and give tips on acing your IELTS test. In today's video lesson, we are going to talk about one specific reading task called matching sentence endings. Although this type of test is not very common, it does appear in the test. And therefore, it's still worth looking into it just to be prepared just in case you'd be given one. In this test, you are going to be given two lists. The first list contains incomplete sentences. The second list contains options of possible endings. The test taker's task is to match the incomplete sentences to the endings to make a full and correct sentence in accordance to the passage. Do expect that there will be more options than that you will need, and you cannot repeat the options as answers, for each is specific to a sentence. Just like in the other reading tests, matching sentence endings will also test our skills in scanning for keywords, identifying synonyms and paraphrases, recognizing grammar structures, and predicting possible answers. Now, how do we answer the matching sentence endings? Here are some tips for you. Number one, carefully read the instructions and the incomplete sentences first. While doing this, do not forget to underline some keywords, especially names, dates, and places. Do not read the ending options just yet because not all of them will appear in the passage, and reading all of them and trying to understand may just be a waste of time. Number two is using the scanning technique. After picking out some words from the questions, you can now go to the passage and look for information related to your keywords. The options rarely mentions the same words or phrases used in the passage. Therefore, you have to watch out for synonyms and paraphrases. Once you have eliminated some options, you are now ready to connect the sentence parts. Once you have decided which ending completes a sentence, you can now write the letter of your correct answer or just follow whatever the instruction says. Read the completed sentence as a whole just to make sure that it has complete thought, it makes correct sense, and it has the same meaning as in the passage. Generally, an IELTS reading passage is approximately 700 to 800 words long on the average. But for our practice, let us work on a single paragraph just for you to have an idea on how the matching sentence endings work. First, let us read the instructions and the incomplete sentences for us to have an idea on what information to look for later on when we start reading the passage. The instruction says that we have to write the letter of the correct answer. Next thing we have to do is to underline our keywords. In the first sentence, our keywords are mammal and animals. For our second sentence, the keywords are mammals, protected, fed, placenta, and womb. Notice that there are only two sentences to be completed, but there are four options to choose from. We don't have to read all of these yet because we still have to check the passage in order for us to decide which option is the best for each of the incomplete sentences. Now, here is the passage. Do not forget to underline the synonyms of the keywords we found in the incomplete sentences a while ago, in order for us to have an easier time locating the information when answering. You can pause this video to have some time to read the passage. Now, here are the answers. Number one is letter A, and number two is letter C. Do you have the same answers? If you do, then you did a great job. But if not, then here is how we arrived at the answers. Let us start eliminating and predicting the answers first. In number one, the incomplete sentence goes, a mammal is an animal that has. The sentence ends with the verb has, telling us that we have to look for an option that starts either with a noun or a noun phrase or a past participle. In the options, only letter A and letter C start with a noun phrase. They are both okay if we are just going to think about grammar. Now we have to go back to the passage to see which one is better. In the second paragraph, in the second sentence of the paragraph, the sentence says, "It is warm-blooded with specialized features distinguishing it from other animals." Specialized features is synonymous to exceptional attributes, which we find in option A. So the better answer for number 1 is letter A. A mammal is an animal that has an exceptional attributes when compared with other non-mammalian species. Now it's time for number 2. Mammals are protected and fed by the placenta in the womb. As we read, we realize that this is an independent clause. For this reason, we have to look for an option that starts with a conjunction, for a conjunction will connect this clause to another clause. In the options that we have, only letter C fits this prediction. So grammatically, it is safe to say that the answer is letter C. However, we still have to refer back to the passage to confirm whether this ending has the same thought as in the passage. In the third sentence, we read this, and we can affirm that the placenta allows embryos to stay long in the womb for them to develop specialized features. This idea is the same with the idea that letter C expresses. Therefore, the correct answer for number 2 is letter C. Now there we have it, the 4 tips in answering matching sentence endings. First one, carefully read the instructions and the incomplete sentences first. Next, use scanning technique. Third one, eliminate some endings, and finally, you are ready to connect the sentence parts. Remember to practice with as many papers that contain this type of question as you can in order for you to be more comfortable in answering it. Should you wish to have more tips on acing your IELTS test, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. See you next time.